Hello, my name's Kerry Lewis and I'm a member of the MrBruff.com writing team. Today I'm going to talk about complex sentences with relative pronouns. We're going to begin by revising what a complex sentence is. Let's read this example. I'm going to London, which isn't very far. Now, I'm going to place an imaginary full stop here to split the sentence into two parts. The first part, I'm going to London, makes sense by itself, so we call it the main clause. The second part, which isn't very far, doesn't make sense by itself. What isn't very far? It's an incomplete idea. We have to understand that the which here is talking about London for it to make sense. Because it doesn't make sense by itself, it's called a subordinate or dependent clause. But because it begins with a relative pronoun, which, it's also called the relative clause. The most common relative pronouns are who, whose, which, that and what. Always use who with people and which, that and what with things. Relative clauses are used in two ways, and the first way is to add extra information. When you add extra information, always separate it with a comma. Let's return to our original example. I'm going to London, comma, which isn't very far. Because of the comma, we now know that which isn't very far is extra, unimportant information tagged to the end of the sentence. Now let's read our second example. Max, comma, who's going to the party, comma, scored full marks in the maths exam. The main clause is Max scored full marks in the maths exam. This has been split and the relative clause has been dropped into it. The commas are like brackets. They show us that the relative clause is not very important. In fact, we could delete this and it wouldn't make much difference to the meaning of the sentence. The second use of the relative clause is to identify someone or something. Because you're identifying someone or something, you don't use a comma or commas. Let's read these examples. I know two people called Max. Which Max scored full marks? Max who's going to the party scored full marks in the maths exam. Here, the speaker is identifying Max who's going to the party, as opposed to another Max who presumably is not going to the party. Which shoes shall I wear? Does it matter what I think? Wear the shoes that you wore to your sister's wedding. Here she's identifying the shoes that she wore to the sister's wedding, as opposed to any other shoes that she might have. That's the dog whose barking kept me awake all night. The speaker is identifying that particular barking dog, as opposed to any other dog. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to buy a copy of Mr. Bruff's Guide to Grammar, I've put the link in the description below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.